seriously, these screws do not want to come out. There's a layer of dust holding them in. Hi, and welcome to a Wi-Fi Chic Tech video. Today we are going to be repairing and servicing some Game Boy Colors, like these. This is an original Game Boy Color I had when I was a kid, but unfortunately the speaker is gone on this one. So many years ago, after I had that one, I then replaced it with this one, into which the motherboard or the PCB in this one has now gone. So we're going to be transferring the board from this one into this one, and in the middle of the process then replacing the speaker, which would then involve soldering. And then this is then Tom's Game Boy Color, into which it doesn't need any actual repairs, it just needs a good servicing and cleaning. So first we're going to remove these screws in these corners here, and also, if I can take it off, put that there, inside the battery case here. These are annoying screws. It is in a triangular type shape into which you'd need to buy a special screwdriver. We're also going to take this one apart first, remove everything before we then take this one apart. And while doing this, remember these screws are really easy to lose, so what I'm going to do is have a little pot to put them all into. The last screw taken out, and you can then just clip this off, and as you can see there is no wires or cables or anything connecting to it. You can then tell the back where the game slots in and out. You can also tell that from the markings on the inside. So as you don't actually need this for the repair, you can then just clip the battery case back on and put anywhere convenient to you, or just at the side out the way. Now obviously we have the inside, the motherboard. You can see the extension, the volume, the power. The power clip does clip off, and just put that in the section with your screws. Now you will need to change screwdrivers for this, because you have 3 screws on the inside, which is a crosshead or Phillips head or posi drive, whatever you like to call it. Just remember that on the inside, the star screws that go in, well, crossheads, which on the board, now I've taken these off, are indicated where on the board where there is a green circle around. So don't try to put them into any holes which have stars or anything, because that would be where the backing screws go to hold the case on. And now with those out, you can lift this out, but do be careful, you are still connected with the screen cabling here, and the speaker is also coming loose as well, and they're not fitted in. So with this, and I am going to take these out and replace them onto the other Game Boy as well. She says she can remove them. So pop all these in a nice little pot with everything else. Now this ribbon cable should carefully slip out like that, and that is that board then released from the top where the screen and everything is still on. And we can then just pop that to the side, as I'm going to be replacing the case and putting this board into the teal one. But first, now we've got it all disconnected, I am going to take the speaker off. Now I am just adding some flux onto the solder joints which hold on the speaker, and getting it everywhere. I am now just going to desolder the cable off. That's one disconnected, and now for the next one. And and it is now completely disconnected. To save out of everybody's time, I had already just disconnected this one from the other Game Boy, the one which we need to take the speaker from and then transfer it onto here. Now, before I did that, I had then marked, just with a generic Sharpie pen, which cable has to go into which hole. As you can see, I've marked a green mark across here into this hole, knowing that cable has to go into there. And now we get to solder them back on. Should do and a tiny bit of solder. And now that speaker has been soldered onto this board. Carefully pop the cables down, and that is that. So now we're going to put the other board back in. Now carefully reconnect this cabling in, and I've managed to put the ribbon cable back in. Now just to set the speaker sitting properly. Well, actually, before that, we have to put all the bits back into it. Now, you can't put these ones in the wrong way, because as you can see with the notch just there, you have to put it in that way, so there is no wrong way of putting this in, or multiple ways. It will only go in one way. And not forgetting the power button on the side after we've popped the membranes back on. Flip side cement, I think, will be sitting a bit bunched up because it is lying flat against the table. So we then pop this back over and pop the speaker back in the correct position. Now when putting the screws back in with the crossheads, like I said in the beginning, you have to remember to put them in with the sections that have the circles in, else the case will not go back together correctly. And now we can put the power button on, because it's not going to move over the place and it will fit more securely, like so. Case on the back. And yes, this does have Pokemon stickers on the back. Screwdriver. Also helps you have a magnetic screwdriver because it helps with really fiddly screws. So this first Game Boy game to hand was Pokemon Yellow, so we are then going to try that. Batteries are obviously in, case missing, because, you know, they're always easily lost, and then, well, hey, it works! And now we're going to see the run through of Pokemon Yellow. Sales considerably better. Continue. And can we now go left and right? Yep, we can now go left and right. So that has now fixed the Game Boy, because this previous one on the old board, select and start didn't work, the A button didn't work, and you could only go up and down in the game, so that made playing games on here quite difficult. Now we've finished repairing this Game Boy, it is now time to clean Tom's, because any person can see that, you know, all around the edge here there's a nice build-up of dirt, and around here and in the Nintendo section and in the speaker section. So we're going to take it apart, de-dust it, de-grime it, clean it, and then put it back together. Seriously, these screws do not want to come out. There's a layer of dust holding them in. We'll try loosening this one off. Right. There we go. And as we can see, the lovely layer of dirt built in around the edge. I think that was a dog hair. We'll just take this off and then have a look at what the buttons and the membranes are like. Ooh. Dirty, dusty. And that's and that. Ooh, there's I don't know if that's mold. So yeah, now we've taken all of those out. Yeah. We're going to get some warm soapy water and then put all these bits in, let them soak and drown whatever's on there. And then we'll have a look at cleaning the case. I've got some cotton wool buds and a relatively stiff paintbrush, and we'll have a bash at cleaning those. And Blue Peter moment. This is a pot I did earlier. Drowned. Go in there. We'll leave that for a moment, pop to the side, and we'll have a look at the Game Boys. Going around the inside, making sure that there's all these bits come off. The buttons then should work considerably better then. I mean, considerably better. So I'm doing the top of the case with a relatively stiff paintbrush because it is then easier to get into all these details and markings like the Nintendo logo and the speaker section, and also where the start and select is, and around the edge of the lens where you do get considerable grime and dirt build up. I've now finished cleaning the case, which involved all around the edges. I even had to clean the screw holes to make sure that the screws would go back in. You know. I've now connected up the board back onto the case again, and I'm now going to focus on cleaning the membranes and the buttons. Now they've been soaking here for a wee bit, so get them all out. Hopefully drowned any germies in there. That is all the buttons. And then another cotton wool bud to start cleaning around all the edges to make sure that they're nice, clean, to go back into the nice, now clean case. This is obviously the controller pad for your up, down, left, right movements. Make sure you clean it, but also when you are cleaning it after you've decided they are thoroughly cleaned and don't need any more, make sure that they are nice, thoroughly dry and not wet before you put them back into your Game Boy. I mean, even if you were then wanted to leave them out overnight to dry, that would be completely fine. Just don't lose the bits. See how clean they are? See, your start and select button should all get the same treatment, just going around. I've now finished cleaning all of these bits. I'm going to bring the game back in, Game Boy, and now we're going to pop the bits back in. I don't think there's any more cleaning to do, and then we'll just screw it back together, and hey presto, we're done. So there we have it. That was the repair, clean and renewal of these Game Boy Colors. This has been the Wi-Fi Sheep channel. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye!